Mixing with my career building tip. Who are you invested in? This is something that is probably the biggest success failure component of any person's career, and your ability to make a living doing what it is that you want to do. You have to realize that every bit of energy, and let's forget about money for a second. Let's just talk about sweat equity. Let's talk about work. Where are you putting your energy and where are you investing your time? So if you have a job, then that job means that you're putting your sweat and energy into making somebody else a lot of money. Okay. And sometimes people can be really valuable at that. And there's nothing wrong with that in terms of working in most industries. And many people are very rich and very successful by becoming executives in corporations and things of that nature. So you can work your way up through a system and become a director, become a producer within a publishing company, an engineer in a broadcast company, a movie company, and make tons of money, right? Work your way up through the ranks, okay? And so there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But if you're trying to make a career as an independent, and that's really where the vast majority of the music market lies, is in independent. There's very few companies that will actually hire you where you'll make any significant amount of money. You're never going to work for a recording studio and make millions of dollars being an engineer for a recording studio, because the recording studio is going to take a cut of everything that you do, and they're going to be feeding you lots of work, but they're also going to be taking a lot of the money that should be going directly to you. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that on that end, but you have to realize where you're investing your time and energy. So every day, as you work and you do things, where are you putting your time? Are you investing it into building your career? How much energy are you investing in building your career? Or are you investing all of your time and energy into making somebody else money so that you can get a few scraps to pay your rent? So at some point, the whole thing here and the whole idea is not that you starve necessarily, although you do have to go through some rough times typically to break through this. You have to work through that difficulty so that you put enough of an investment in yourself so that it starts to pay dividends in the end. So just like any form of investing, when you invest money in a bank account, if you're always going out to get a drink, or you go to Starbucks and you get a cup of coffee every day instead of putting that few dollars into a savings account or some kind of an account where you're earning interest, then what happens is that money just disappears. So if you invest that money back into yourself in something that accrues interest, then over time you look back and it's like all of a sudden, hey, I got thousands and thousands of dollars that I never would have had before, just by putting money, by making one decision of where I was investing that particular money. It's the same exact thing with everything that you do. So the more time that you spend investing in your own career and developing it and moving forward and writing that one more song and adding that one more part and making that mix a little bit better, those little things are like those pennies that go into the jar that over time they collect and they collect and they collect and they earn interest. And then all of a sudden you find that you're empowered. Now all of a sudden the money is coming in faster and it's all your money, and all of it continues to accrue interest and develop and et cetera, et cetera. So the key thing for making a career is where you invest your time and energy, okay? How you invest it. You have to invest it in yourself, and you have to really, really, really commit to that. One of the things, and one final thing that I'll say here, and this is maybe a whole other career building tip, is that sometimes if you don't dive in all the way and commit yourself to a career, then it won't challenge you enough to actually go that extra mile to make sure that you're able to pay your rent through making music. So in other words, if you have a regular job that pays your bills and your rent and that sort of thing, it's like it's easy, and that's like a fallback that you can always go back on. So it's easier to turn down that mixing job that interferes with your schedule because you want to go to a movie or something like that. And it's easier not to take on certain things or invest more time into making work. But if that's the only source of income that you have, you're going to be much more aggressive about the way you approach getting gigs, talking to people, the rates that you negotiate, etc., because now it becomes a part of your survival. And that extra little edge in there, usually pays much bigger dividends. That's like a full-on investment into yourself. And while it doesn't pay off short term, long term, if you stay with it, it pays off big time. All right, here's a mixing with my career building tip. Who are you invested in?